Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this quick video, we will see how to create this bad photocopy effect that you can see in here using Adobe Photoshop. Just in case if you ever wanted to give your photo that gritty, vintagey photocopier look. But before we're gonna do that, make sure to subscribe and comment and leave a like. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so let's go ahead and open Photoshop and then let's create a new document by going to File, New. And in the width, I will put 4500 and 3000 in the height. You can change the resolution if you want, but for me, I will keep it like this and I will press OK. Alright, so the first thing that I want to do is to add or to create a background this time because we want something that it will be like a base for this. So I will go to this adjustments icon and I will choose solid color. And let's go for like something like a grayish soft color, maybe 80% brightness in here, and I will press OK. And let's delete this one and call this BG for background. Alright, now I'm gonna right click and convert this to smart object. Now, if you don't want to do this, you can just apply it with the same on the layer itself. But for me, I just want to have the option to go back and maybe tweak the background. So yeah, that's why I convert it to smart objects. Now, before we're gonna go and apply filter galleries in here, just make sure that you have the foreground and background color set to default, which means that it's black and white. If you don't have it, just press D on your keyboard and it will switch them to the default colors. Because it's very important in the filter gallery, there are some filters that work best when it comes to the default color in here. Alright, so we'll go to filter and choose filter gallery. And then I will apply a texture, so I will open the texture folder in here and I will apply a grain. Now for the grain, we're gonna change the grain type to horizontal for us to have those lines that look like a photocopy, as you can see. And when it comes to the settings in here, it's depend on you. Intensity wants this to look. And also for the contrast, for me, I just want it to be like this, maybe 60 to 45, but it's definitely up to you. You can just go ahead and experiment with this. Alright, so I will go ahead and apply another grain by pressing this plus icon, and this will directly apply the same grain. But for this grain in here, I'm gonna change the grain type back to regular. And then I will go a little bit stronger when it comes to the intensity. And again, for the contrast, I will go a little bit stronger like that. Alright, I think it looks good. As you can see, this is our basically paper. It looks really cool. Now, I want to apply a little bit of maybe noise to have more noise for this. So I will go to filter and choose noise, add noise. And I'm not gonna go crazy with the noise. Maybe like 2% in here or like 3. And I will keep the distribution set to uniform monochromatic check and I will press OK. And then I will go back to filter and I'm gonna go to blur and I will apply a little bit of blur, maybe 0.4 or 5, and I will press OK. Alright, now we have our background. As you can see, the reason why I created it as a smart object, I can always go back and tweak this if I want. Alright, now I'm gonna create a new layer and I will call this layer image. And then I will right click on this layer and I will convert it to smart object. But keep in mind that these two smart objects are separated from each other, which means that this one is smart object 1 and this one is smart object 2. Which means that if I change something inside this, it won't be affected this one in here. Alright, so I will right click on this image and I will edit content for me to put the image in here. And then I will open the image I want to use. And I will make it bigger to fit. Alright, now I will close this and I will make sure to press yes to save the changes. Alright, now I'm gonna press Ctrl Command J to make a copy or to duplicate this, and I will call this image 2, and this one maybe image base. Alright, and I will hide this for now, and I will go back to the image base, and then I will go to image adjustment, and I will apply shadows and highlight, and maybe like 30% in the amount of the shadow, and I will press OK. Next, I will go back again to filter, and I will apply filter gallery. Now we're gonna actually keep these two grains in here, the first one and the second, to follow the background, but I'm gonna add another filter, and it will be in the sketch folder, is a tone edge, for us to have that photocopy black and white in here. Now again, this is definitely experimental. You can go and play with the three options that you have in here. For example, the image balance, I think for this one I will put it down around 20, but for the smoothness I will put it up until 15 for us to have more details. And the contrast, you can play with it. If you want a lot of contrast, you can do that. If you don't want, you can just experiment with this. For me, I will keep it in the range of maybe 15 to 20, just like that. And now keep in mind, these two grains, they were from the last filter gallery that we added from the background. So that's why we kept them. We just added these tone edges. So if you follow along, when you create your background, you will apply these two grain. And then when you open the filter gallery again, you will find these two grain in here. So you can just add this tone edges filter in here by just one click on this plus icon. Alright, so I'm gonna press OK. So for this one, I'm gonna change the blending mode of it to multiply. And then I will go to the second image and I will make it visible. And then I will go to filter and I will go to blur, and I will add a motion blur for this. Maybe I will go a little bit up to like 40 or 50 pixels, and the angle is set to 0. But again, it's up to you. You can play with this, and I will press OK. Alright, next I will go to filter and I will apply filter gallery. And I will keep everything in here the same to match the other image that we have. So I will keep these two grains in here with the tone edges. And because we already have it in the other image, you will find it in here by default set. And press OK. Alright, now before we're gonna apply our next filter, we need to save this first. I will go to File and go to Save As. And I will save it on my computer. And I will call this bad photocopy. And I will press Save. Alright, now we have our file saved. I can go to Filter. And I will go to Distort. And I will choose Displace. Now you can play with the horizontal scaling. For me, I will change it to 15. And for the vertical, I will set 0. And I will make sure that stretch to fit is checked. And the repeat edge pixel is checked with this embed file data in smart objects also checked. And I will press OK. Now we'll go and open the file that we just saved, which is the bad photocopy. And I will press open. And there we go. It will make this really cool effect in here that will look like a photocopy, or a bad photocopy actually. That wins bad. Alright, next I'm gonna change the blending mode of this to lighter color. And there we go. We have this really nice effect from the edges of both of them. And we're basically done with our effect. Now the only thing that I want to do is to add a little bit of adjustment, maybe one adjustment layer. So I will go to adjustment icon and choose color lookup. And then I will choose this maybe crisp warm look in here. And I will put down the opacity a little bit to 70%. And there we go. We have our bad photocopy effect. That's very easy to do. And it looks really cool. Alright, so I hope that you enjoy and you like this quick tutorial and it was a little bit helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe and comment, and wait for more to come, and have a nice day. Thank you for watching.